Finally, at long last, football has won. Yes, the Federation of Uganda Football Associations, FUFA, have kept to the pressure from the fans, the domestic fans for the Uganda Premier League, who have boycotted games due to the unpopular new league format that they had introduced at the start of the 2025-2026 campaign. Hi, my name is Robert Kesakos and welcome back to the Football Tribe League channel. Thank you for tuning into this channel. If you're new here, do not forget to kindly subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, leave a comment and give me your thoughts. But as another big breaking news is that the Federation of Uganda Premier League Associations, again, very controversial, has come out to announce that they are reverting back to the old format, which is the round robin, and are ditching, at least for now, or particularly for this season, are ditching the new league format that had created 3 phases in the new Uganda Premier League, and those phases included a single round game for the first phase. That was 15 games for each team, after which, out of the total of 16 teams, they would have divided them into 2 between the top 8 and then the bottom 8 to go and play a round robin at the second round, and then the top 6 from the respective groups would advance to go on and play in the third round. With the teams from Group A are going for the title and things like that. Anyways, so many modalities, but they have listened to the fans. Viper Sports Club stood their ground. They protested the new league format. They said they wouldn't play in the new league format unless the Federation of Uganda Football Associations, including the Uganda Premier League Secretariat, who had little to do with the changes anyway, listened to their concerns. They gave their concerns. They were inviting. They were in, the interviews and everything in that regard. But for so many weeks, the Federation seemed to give a deaf ear. And it's very interesting because yesterday it was announced that Uganda Premier League clubs were destined to meet the clubs, before meeting the First Lady of the country, who also doubles as the Minister for Education and Sports. For those of you that are regulars on this channel, know for a fact that I did report to you that the Uganda Premier League clubs were set to meet with the Minister of Education and Sports, that's Janet Kataha Museveni, and her counterpart, the State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang. Whereas that meeting is yet to happen, anticipating that it was coming to happen quite sooner rather than later, they had planned to meet today to have a common voice going into that meeting with the First Lady or the Minister of Education and Sports. Now, is it a coincidence that as clubs prepare to meet the First Lady, the Federation of Uganda Football Associations has had a change of heart to say we are reverting back to the old league format as we study, as we educate, the new league format to the other stakeholders, the fans, the sponsors, who are all in protest or against this new league format, to educate further the clubs, in other words, to do what they ought to have done in the first place, make the necessary consultations with all the stakeholders, the fans, the players, the club owners, the league sponsors in their respective capacities and things like that. That's what they should have done in the first place. But they did not do that. Now, they burnt their fingers and suddenly they are telling us they are going to now do the consultations. Well, the Federation of Uganda Football Association's president, Inglia Moses Magogo, he did say that you cannot sell a product to people without introducing that product, without making them understand the product, without educating them about that product. And I was there looking at him thinking to myself, isn't that what you should have done in the first place before introducing or trying to force those new league changes on these clubs, some of whom had to be intimidated to accept them? Avila writing to the Federation of Ghana Football Associations saying they will play but play in protest and everything that came with it. So, did it really have to get to that? But the fans made their voices heard, they made their voices loud because they were boycotting the games. They were not going to the games. A few or a handful of fans were going there. The KCCA, which is who are under the stewardship of, or who are the stewards of KCCA Football Club, had to compel literally their employees or their staff to attend their game last night or was it last night or the other night against Lugazi? And I'm thinking to myself, is it that bad? Has it come to that you have to use your staff to stage them as club fans, just to say, to try and popularize this? It's not going to go down well. But anyways, it is what it is, but they have agreed to revert back to the old league format. In a statement issued on the X handle of the Federation of Uganda Football Associations, they did say that FUFA Executive Committee suspends new format of the 2025-2026 Astar Times Uganda Premier League season. FUFA Executive Committee has taken a decision to suspend the format of the 2025-2026 Astar Times Uganda Premier League season after consultations with the Uganda Premier League clubs, league sponsors, and Uganda Premier League board. Rule 14 semi-full colon 4 to 12 of the FUFA competitions rules 2025 will now not apply for this season. The suspension will allow stakeholders more time to understand the new Uganda Premier League reforms through various forms of sensitization. Again, they are doing what they should have done in the first place. Now, for all of those that were telling the world, oh, clubs knew, they just did not read through the FUFA master plan that was introduced in Moroto. Of course, FUFA was saying Moroto, another loser of a club chairman was saying the resolution, the master plan that was introduced in Hoima and things like that. So things were not really adding up. But anyways, at the end of the day, football has won. A lot of congratulations has gone to the honorary former FUFA president, Dr. Lawrence Mulindwa, who is also the director or proprietor of Vipers Football Club Vipers Sports Club. It's not a football club; they are a sports club. Of course, he's the only man that stood his ground to say, I would rather walk out of football. I'd rather close my club if it means that is going to be the case, but I will not be participating in this new league format as is, or without being listened to, without being taken seriously as a stakeholder in the sport, in this game. So it has come to that. And yeah, all I can say is that football has won. To the Uganda Premier League football fans, let's go back and watch our games. Go back and support your teams. Go in large numbers and show that you are a huge stakeholder, that you are the biggest sponsor of Ugandan football. Do let me know what your thoughts are about all that, and I'll respond. But do not forget to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Bye bye for now. Stay blessed.